wanted to start, restart, or grow an existing YouTube channel right now, I'm going to share with you exactly what I would do to do so. So say hello in the comments once you get here so I know who's watching. Now, I've said for a few years that YouTube is the single most powerful social media platform for growth. Technically, it's more video and search than social, but you get the point. Now, here's why. It is extremely long term. Videos can perform for years or even decades. It snowballs very quickly and it takes a long time to slow that momentum down, but also it's owned by Google. So the videos you record can be showcased before the blog results show up when you do a Google search, which can produce a massive ROI. And I'm going to give you guys an example right now, and then we're going to dive in. It's going to be pretty fast paced today, which is kind of fun. So if you search for on Google how to edit a TikTok, a super chill video that I posted in 2020 is in the top 5 results above all of the blog posts that other people have spent tons of time on. And that's 3 years later. Now, we're going to dive on in because this is going to be fun. Quick question for you. Drop in the comments, what is your YouTube channel about or going to be about? Drop that so I can kind of see what types of content you guys want me to create more of and what industries you want me to focus on. Now, the 3 biggest mistakes that I see YouTube creators and business owners, marketers trying to establish success on YouTube with, the 3 biggest mistakes I see are, number 1, inconsistency. Feel free to drop a 1 if you're like, oh shoot, that one's me. I've created a couple videos. I'll do a video a month, or I'll forget about it for years at a time. By the way, I fall in this bucket as well. The last year, I have pretty much neglected my YouTube channel, almost 100%. So I'm excited because though I'm not starting a new channel, I'm also restarting my channel with you guys, which is really, really fun. Number 2, the same content way too frequently. They're posting the same exact things. Day 1, how to grow your TikTok. Day 2, how to grow your TikTok. Day 3, how to get more followers on TikTok. Day 4, how to grow your TikTok, etc. So it's a repeat. Drop a 2 if you're like, oh shoot, that one's me. And number 3, I see content that actually differs way too greatly. So if day 1, you're like, here's how you do your makeup. And day 2, you're like, this is how you craft a resume. And day 3, you're like, this is how you decorate your bathroom in your farmhouse. That is going to create some confusion in your audience of what to expect on your YouTube channel. And that's one platform where that can really matter. So drop a 3 if that one is you. Now, before we get too far in this, I put together a free bundle to help you get started or restarted on YouTube. So this will accompany a lot of the things that I'm sharing today. I'll drop it into the chat, and it is also in the bio directly beneath this video. All right, 5 super important steps to getting started or restarted on YouTube. All right. So, number 1, and by the way, drop the number of the one you're the most excited about or the one that you think has the greatest potential to benefit your growth. So, number 1 is a content plan. Yes, YouTube is not a wing it type of thing. You need to have a rock solid content plan. And by the way, I'll show you how I would do each of these starting from the ground up. So whether you're starting with 0 followers, 100 followers, 1,000, 10,000, this is exactly what I would do. Number 2, make sure that there's good lighting and good audio. You'll notice I don't have professional lighting and I don't have like a super professional camera, but it's decent enough that it doesn't look crazy like foggy, and it's not like there's shadows all across my face. That is good enough. Drop a yes, by the way, if that's helpful to know. Number 3, I would lean into YouTube Shorts as a support to my long form content. Number 4, I would create clear outlines for content. Doesn't have to be fully scripted, but there are a few reasons, and we'll talk about why, to create clear outlines. And number 5, I would make sure that there were great thumbnails and headlines, aka titles, for all of your videos. All right, so let's dive into these. Number 1, we've got content plan. Drop a 1 in the comments if you are hearing me loud and clear and you're paying attention. Okay, so number 1 is the content plan. One of the things that really helps to start with is getting clear on what your specialty is. What is your specialty? And I can see like in the chat, some people have said makeup, beauty, eventually fashion. Thankfully, those all go really well together. Marketing and drop shipping, those at times can go together. Music and a choir group, amazing. Okay, so what is your specialty? So for example, mine is organic social media. So I'm going to put SMM, social media marketing. That is my specialty. The second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to break that into 12 subtopics. So, for example, I could talk about TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. I could talk about Twitter. I could talk about Instagram. I could talk about, I'm like blanking on what the social media platforms are. That's so funny. Those are like my favorite ones, in case you can tell. LinkedIn. I could talk about generating leads. I could talk about engagement. I could talk about followers. I could talk about going viral. I could talk about getting sales. I could talk about other things like benefits, like getting speaking gigs or book deals or things like that. There's so many different things that you could do here. I could talk about captions. I could talk about hashtags. I could talk about how to crush it with video. There are so many different things I could talk about within this. So I would follow this plan so that you can create a piece of content if you wanted to every single day and never have people say like, I just feel like it's the same content over and over and over again. So I don't really feel the need to watch. For example, drop a yes if you knew that I was going to post a video that dropped some serious gold on each and every one of these topics, one per day. Who here says like, yes, I'd pay attention because I'd want to know all or many of those things. Like that is of interest. That would keep me coming back. So do you guys see how splitting your content plan into subtopics can allow you to come up with so much more content? So I could do how to grow on TikTok. I could do how to create a compelling YouTube video. I could do why Facebook groups are crushing it this year. I could do should you get a blue check mark from Twitter, so on and so forth. Drop a yes if you're like, okay, I'm seeing that plan. And then I would just go through and rotate what I was creating content about. And you'll actually notice I do that on my channel. One day I'm talking about IG Reels. The next day I'm talking about starting a YouTube and building it from the ground up. Courses the next day. So it's always keeping people engaged, okay? The second big thing when it comes to lighting and good audio is you really and truly just want to make sure, of course, there's like the occasional siren in the background or an interruption or a doorbell. It depends on whether or not you want to edit your videos. Drop a yes or a no in the comments. Is editing your videos something you want to do? If it is not something you want to do, I am a huge fan of live streaming to just have kind of like this chill conversational entry point. And feel free to drop a yes or a no, or what are your thoughts? There's something so nice about having a super chill, like kind of not hypey, not perfect vibe. For me, that's worked really, really well. I've done editing in the past for my videos, and I prefer this format better. So just know that this is an option. But when it comes to lighting, you just want to make sure that your face isn't in shadows or darkness. A lot of times people will film their YouTube videos, and I see this quite a bit, where like their face is completely not facing light sources. So there's all these shadows across their face. And unless you're doing that intentionally for more of like a spooky or a dark feel, it really and truly throws people off and makes it hard to listen to what you're saying. So you want to make sure you either have natural lighting or great lighting. Amazing hack and suggestion for lighting. You know those really cheap torch lights from like Walmart or Target, the ones where they go on the ground and then they go all the way up and they have the one light bulb up at the top and then the one with the little bendy arm like this. So those are fantastic. In many of the offices that I've had one of those in each corner, and then I use daylight bulbs, which are like LED bulbs or refresh bulbs, and those provide lighting that literally looks completely natural. So that's a really great way if you can't maybe, let's say, edit or record videos when it's daylight or you don't have a good light source, those are a fantastic way. And it's less than $50 for a really great lighting source. So that can be really, really helpful. When it comes to audio, I personally just use the audio built into my computer or my phone. And if that's not enough, there are really fantastic mics that are less than $20 on Amazon. For my phone, I really like the Shure. It's like SHURE. That plugin is fantastic, and I've used it many, many times on trips, especially in hotel rooms where there's a lot of ambient noise. But you also can get some clip-on lapel mics as well. Okay, number 3, YouTube Shorts. Drop a yes if you have thought about dabbling with YouTube Shorts, or you've already done it, or you're excited about them, or you're crushing it with them. YouTube Shorts are fantastic. Now, this is really interesting. It comes directly from YouTube corporate. So they recently shared that they are not pushing YouTube Shorts out as much if that creator doesn't also create long form content. I've even heard that if there's not a long form content piece on the day that a YouTube short is posted, then it's not going to do as well. But that one I can't confirm, and I haven't seen that to be the case for myself. But YouTube shorts are like the frosting on top of the cake. They are fantastic for accelerating growth. They don't all have to take off, but a couple can take off and make a huge difference. Now, what I like to do is follow a process called domino content. So I create my YouTube shorts. So this is that domino right here. I create my YouTube shorts inside of TikTok, and then I use an app called snaptik.app. I use the website version, so it pulls off the watermark and allows me to download the TikTok so I can repurpose it on to YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts, I'm going to recommend doing them consistently. A good pace, by the way, for videos is to start with once a week and get used to a once a week for the long form content pace. And YouTube Shorts, you can post as often as you'd like in between, but don't burn yourself out on creating long form video content. I recommend starting slow and then ramping your way up over time. So I personally am at a 3 to 5 a week pace for long form content. That would not be a good pace for most people. Most people would burn out. So I don't recommend that, not when you're starting. But if you're at 1 a week and you want to speed up your growth process by following this content plan, it allows you to be able to double that production if you wanted to and start doing 2 videos a week and kind of pushing that growth process. Okay. Number 4, and this is a big one, is clear outlines for content. Drop a 4 if you're like, why is this important? Okay, have you ever been watching a YouTube and you felt like they never really got to the point? Like there were no tips, there was no plan, there were no actionable steps, there was nothing that you wanted to write down, there was nothing that you could implement. This happens a lot, and a clear outline can keep you from showing up and just rambling for 20 minutes about your grandma and the makeup that she likes and things like that. It allows you to stay a little more focused while you still have the freedom to tell stories or engage with people as they're talking live, and that can be really, really fun. Some people go as far as to create scripts fully and script every word they're going to say. I'm not a fan of those. I like the freedom to kind of go where I want to go, but then make sure that I get to the points that actually deliver a ton of value. Okay, and number 5, and this is a big one, great thumbnails and headlines or titles. So this is an interesting thing because you can have an average video take off with an amazing thumbnail and title, which blows my mind, but you can have an amazing video absolutely flop if the title and thumbnail don't pull people in. Thumbnails and headlines, or thumbnails and titles, are quite possibly one of the most important things, especially if you're already creating amazing content. And so what I recommend is when you're getting started with YouTube thumbnails is to think, is there something in this thumbnail that would pull people in? For example, who here sees something? This was a part of the thumbnail for this video. Who here sees something here that makes you say like, oh, I want to watch that. I want to learn more about how to build from 0 to 100,000 with these 5 steps, this 5-step framework. You want to make sure that there's something that makes people say like, yes, this is what I've been looking for, or I don't know what it is, but this is pulling my interest in. And so what I recommend is to start using the templates that are inside of Canva for YouTube videos. It's what I use almost 100% of the time. And I mean, that you guys, they have some really, really easy ones. They have ones for like before and after. They have amazing ones for information videos. They have great ones for vlogs, for skincare, for growth results, tutorials, all of the above. They have put so many amazing templates in that it almost makes it impossible to craft a terrible template. So just follow their templates for your thumbnails and it will get you on the right track for a while. When it comes to titles, I like to kind of rely on a combo of things. So the first is I'll look inside of some some tools that I have. I like TubeBuddy and I like vidIQ. Both of those have been amazing for me, but those both are paid. So TubeBuddy and vidIQ are great places to get ideas for titles for your videos. But if you want free places to get inspiration, number one, you can look at what people in similar industries are doing. So, for example, if someone said before and after of a house renovation, I could do before and after my brand makeover renovation or something like that. So, you can model what's working in other industries for your own industry. And the last place that I really like is using ChatGPT or other copywriting AI to help you spice up your ideas for titles. So I might put a prompt into ChatGPT that says, can you make this title a little more appealing for a YouTube video? And then put my generic title on in. Okay, drop a yes if there's at least one thing that you can implement from this. I'm willing to bet every single one of you are ready to take action. So I put together, once again, 2 awesome resources to support you. We have number one, the YouTube growth case study. And what's really exciting for me is recognizing that this was from a time where I was actually following every single thing that I am sharing here. And I'm finally getting back into it again. I'll share the results of that with you as well. And that is in the bio beneath this video too. So 4 weeks ago, I was growing at a rate of 728 new subscribers per month, and I was getting 158,000 views per month. And just 3 weeks of taking action, about 50% of the time. And I'm growing now by 1,173 new subscribers per month, and I'm at 649,000 views. So everything has grown double or more, which is pretty cool, or close to double and triple on one of them, which is amazing. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Talk soon. Bye for now.